Are you looking for a platform to automate your communications? Let's explore Dittofeed, a free open source platform that lets you segment users based on traits to send targeted messages and transactional notifications across email, SMS, webhooks, and push. Plus, it comes with a Notion-like low-code editor, making it easy to create and customize templates. To start using Dittofeed, you can use the cloud version starting at $75 per month, or self-hosted by following the installation guides from their documentation. For an even simpler installation process, you can use a platform like ours, Elestio, to deploy it seamlessly on your server or the cloud provider of your choice. We handle the installation, backups, updates, and ongoing maintenance, so you can focus on building and scaling your project without any hassle. To start using Dittofeed on our platform, head to ls.io and click on Login. Then deploy my first service. In the search bar, type Dittofeed and select. Choose between the different cloud providers. The last option is if you already have an existing server. For this video, we'll stick to Hetzner. Choose between the different regions and service plans based on your needs, and then next. Adjust more advanced settings. I will keep the default one, same for the level of support. And once you are ready, hit the Create Service button. Once the installation is finished, you will receive this email telling you your instance of Dittofeed is ready. Follow the click here to get the password link. You will arrive on Elestio administration dashboard for your instance. Copy the password to your clipboard and follow the admin UI link to access Dittofeed. Paste the password and click on Login. We arrive on this nice UI. We can see on the left all the different features available. We are currently on journeys, but it's empty, so we will create our journey. But right before, I'd like to mention they don't have an onboarding tour or empty placeholder to nicely guide you to create it. But let's do it together. They might not have a lovely onboarding tour, but they have a lovely visual builder. And this is very straightforward and easy to use. So first of all, you have an entry, something that will trigger it to start your nodes. And the end goal, of course, is to communicate with your users. First, let's decide what will trigger our entry point to run our execution node. So you can choose between a segment entry. For now, we don't have any, we will create one later. But just to quickly explain what it is, you have a lot of users, and to differentiate the one you target, you will set up different criteria to group them into different segments. And the second option is when certain events occurred, so event-triggered entry. Let's say, for example, that the event is add to cart. So when someone adds something to a cart, then the key will be add to cart. So this is the event key that we will trigger. We'll see later how. Okay, so our entry point is configured. Here is what we can do. We can delay it, so we wait a certain amount of time. Let's say, okay, we wait for 30 minutes. So the user added something to its cart, but we wait 30 minutes to check if the user is still, he still didn't make his purchase. So after waiting, we could do a segment split and check if our user is in the one with a pending cart. But we still don't have any segment, so we will add it later. But you can see it will create a distinction to choose if it's true you perform any action, any other segment split, or if it's false, the same. Conditionally, you do one way or the other. We can say our segment will be user made the purchase. So if they made it, we do nothing. But if they didn't, so if it's false, we are not in the made a purchase segment, we will send a message, and you have the choice between different channels, email, SMS, or webhook. We will stick to email. Then you have different templates that you create beforehand, but we started with the journey. We'll use the welcome, but we will see later how we customize them. And we choose our provider, which for us will be SMTP. Okay, so to be able to run this journey, first, what we need to do is to set up the missing parts of it. So first, we need to create our segment. Let's create our segment user made purchase 1 hour. So first we take all our users, and then on that we check either a user trait, so we can look on data about our user, or an event, which are user performed, event named purchase. So if we have at least one purchase and the time window, it occurred within the last 60 minutes, because we said it's 1 hour, and this will be our segment. We can save it. So far we don't have any users, but if we had, we could see in the users section the ones that are detected here. So we'll try later to perform some events to see if they appear correctly here. So for now, before going back to journeys, we'll go to message templates and see how we can create our templates. We have the choice between the different channels, SMS, webhook, or push notification. Webhook is if you have another provider you prefer to use, but you like the journey logic from here and the segmentation. Go to email and let's edit our welcome email. They have this nice MJML editor, which is a low-code version with a nice preview on the right. And at least here you have CSS control over what it's doing. You are able to add inline variables and even loop through items because we are using MJML. If you have no idea what MJML is because of my pronunciation or just because you never heard of it, this is made, I think, by PrestaShop, if I'm correct. And this is a template format to write email that are responsive. Because if you ever had to write yourself HTML emails, you know it's way different to what you are allowed to do using normal, regular HTML, CSS for your website. Okay, so we'll just configure a bit our email by removing this section and saying, if you purchase now, we offer you 30% with this coupon, and you could add something, but it's an example, so we don't mind. Before sending it to your users, you want to be able to try it. So first of all, you can send a test message to the email that is set here. So let's put my email, but we need a bit extra setup. If we use send test message using one of the different providers, but we will use SMTP from this server, we click on submit and we have an error because we didn't set up our host in the SMTP config yet. To do that, we go in the settings here, then we scroll down to the SMTP settings, and we need to define a host and a port. If you used Elestio to set up your instance, in the email we send to you, we are giving you those data. You just have to copy, paste for the hosts. You can preview it, and same for the port. Don't forget to save, and let's get back to our email template and try it. So message templates, email. I forgot to save for the email address. Here is mine. And the from is important too, because we need to send with the authorized address. So again, it's in the email we send to you, and there are instructions if you want to use a custom one. Now from, we can paste it. I have to set it again. And send test message using SMTP, submit, and it was sent successfully. Let's check our emails. Here it is. Hi Matt, if you purchase now, we offer you 30%. Okay, perfect. Now if we go back to our journey, we should be able to finalize it. The segment is user made a purchase during the last hour. If they didn't, we send the welcome email, which is a wrong name. And once you want to run it, there is an exit button. And when you click on it, it redirects you to configure. And you can run it once per user or multiple times per user. By default, it's only once per user. Let's keep it. And once you are happy with your journey, you can start it. And it will show you when it was done and delivered. But for now, we will never be reached because we don't have any users. So here, What we need to do is to connect our website or our backend to send data to our Dittofeed instance. On GitHub, they have their web SDK you can use. Just scroll down and they show you the different way to install it. If you are using Yarn or NPM and put it in a regular React Next.js project, or the solution I will choose for headless CMS using a snippet. I will copy entirely this. You open your code editor or your website builder, like what I'm doing right now. You add JavaScript code and let's paste the snippet. What they do, all of this is to create the Dittofeed library. And then on your page, you call identify. So it will create your user. We can define a user ID, which depends on your project. Let's say 42. The email, we can keep it. And if we want to add extra data, the documentations show us how to do it. As we are doing an identify, we have our user ID, and then in traits, we add whatever we want here. This is identify, and we can add the traits. So traits, so only our email and first name. We can add other things, last name, and let's try it for now. I can open my website. We won't see anything, and check if in the network we see it. Maybe it's DF or Dittofeed. You can see we have 401. This is for two reasons. First of all, we are not using Dittofeed using the cloud version. So we need to target our instance, and we need a write key. We take the URL of our instance, and here to use the JS from our instance, it's better, but it's not mandatory, it's the same script. But by doing this, you are sure you are using the same version. And then the host's URL, you paste it here. And now we just need to add our write key. To get it, we need to go to the settings of our instance. And here is our write key. In authentication, we can copy it, go back to our code, paste it, save and close. Let's try to reload our page, Dittofeed, and we have an error again because it's using //API. My bad. We can remove the last slash, reload again. We have the batch and it went smoothly. If we look, the post worked. This was for identifying a user, but then we can perform action. If we visit a page, we can use a screen. And if our users perform event, for example, add to cart or make a purchase, we can do it by the track method. Let's say on my button, add to cart, I will add some script, an action, some script, and I will call for my user ID 42. I will add the event add to cart, and you can add extra properties, for example, the item ID. Let's try it. I click on add to cart. And now if we go to events inside our Dittofeed instance, we can see we have identify with our user. We have all the data, first name and last name. And for the add to cart, we have the name of the event and the properties. Then it will take some time to recompute your segments and users, but once they enter inside, you will see them appearing here. One other nice feature to communicate with your users is the broadcast option. Instead of having the node journey when it matches some condition, you can simply create a broadcast. Let's say marketing campaign, create, and here you select to who you send it to. So either you recreate some condition like a segment, or you directly select a segment. Let's say we send it to everyone. So next, you can use the editor. Oh, I didn't know it, but you can use it without MGML and just with the what you see, what you get editor. Perfect. and you can send your communication this way to your users. As always, I recommend you to check the documentation to discover some features I didn't explore in this video and that could benefit your use case. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed discovering Dittofeed with us. Please hit the like button to help our channel be more visible to other open source lovers. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss our next platform overviews. If you want to continue your open source journey, watch this video, available here.